Oh yeah, get close to it.
What's that? The wing nut bomb.
Oh. Oh, it won't release?
harness that I'm wearing is called a QAS harness, or QAS harness. It's a quick attachable seat. So this seat parachute that I wear is what I'd sit on. So when I get into the aircraft, this will be on the seat, and that's what I'd sit on. There's no padded seat inside the aircraft. So that's what I'd actually sit on top of. So when I get out of the aircraft, say if I call that we're bailing out, that's what's underneath it. So that's what I'd use to pull for the chute. He's also wearing his N1 fighting knife. The very often, but it's better for the day because it's easier to see. It creates a bigger and wider space that you can actually see from the air. So if they are looking for you, you had to bail out, you can see the die markers a lot easier. There's also a series of other equipment that they would carry underneath them, like a survival kit. If you were stuck on land or on sea, there was a survival kit that was attached to the harnesses themselves and had a series of equipment like machetes, fishing tools such as like line and hooks and things like that, medical equipment and other assortments, so that way you can keep yourself alive for at least 3 or 4 days.
So they called me.
We are willing to answer questions. If you have any questions specifically about the pilots or the equipment. Yes,
So, one of the more famous rear seat gunners in a TBM Avenger. Some of you may have heard of a guy by the name of Paul Newman. Paul Newman flew the Avenger as a rear gunner on it, and probably the most famous pilot who ever flew a TBM Avenger. Anyone? Yes, President George Herbert Walker Bush. And he actually did have to bail out. There were 3 in his crew, himself and 2 others. They were going from a carrier, the San Jacinto, to an island called Chichijima. Their target was a communications building. As they entered the airspace of the island, they were hit with anti-aircraft fire. The engine developed a fire, and Bush continued on, dropped his bombs on the communications center, went out over the ocean, ordered the crew to bail out. One of the crewmen did not bail out. They don't know why to this day. Unfortunately for Jason, his parachute didn't open. But Bush survives the bailout. He has a little life raft, and he paddles to get away from the island. And there's a great book written by, God, I almost wrote blank. Anyway, it's called Flyboys, and it was written by the guy that wrote Flags of Our Fathers, and it talks about that particular incident. And if you want to see what happened to the pilots that were captured, you know why Bush was paddling away. He floats around for about 6 hours. Unfortunately for him, he's later picked up by an American submarine. And it wasn't like, okay, George, where do you want to go? It was like, you're now on our crew for the next 2 months. History, and they do that through taking on personas. And so we encourage you to ask them questions and challenge them, but also to get your picture taken, because they take great pride in the accuracy of the uniforms of the May 14th event here. So from May 12th to May 15th, we have the B-25 and the B-17 from the Arizona Commemorative Air Force here giving rides Thursday through Sunday. And then on Saturday, we will also have a hangar talk and then a flying demonstration here of our P-51D Mustang. The P-51 would have flown escort for the B-17s, and so we will have an engine start, as you just saw with the Avenger, followed by a 4-engine start of the B-17. So it's kind of a cool effect to have your cameras out for. So that's on Saturday, May 14th. Also, if you weren't in hangar talk, as you leave the gift shop today, be sure to pick up a free copy of Ed Maloney's book about the Doolittle raid. It is the 50th anniversary edition. We are now on the 80th, but the facts remain the same. So we invite you to take that home. Ed was a historian as well as a preservationist. And of course, this museum, in Ed's lifetime, he saved 250 historic aircraft. Most of them are here in our collection, but there are aircraft in the Smithsonian, in the Air Force Museum, in the Navy Museum.